Welcome to today's episode on well-being with Neka. As always, all we talk about are things that will make your life better in every aspect, every and any aspect. We talk about relationships, we talk about your mental health, we talk about your physical health and your nutrition. So if you're just coming across this video for the first time, kindly click like, drop a comment, and subscribe. So on today's edition, we are talking about one of those things nobody has the courage to tell you. But here, we're not all about feelings, we're about the truth that will make your life better. So what is this topic? We're going to discuss the 5 brutal reasons why your relationships keep failing that nobody wants to talk to you about. Now, when I talk about relationships, you can add marriage because marriage is a relationship. So this is for people who are willing or who desire to have committed relationships, be it courtship or marriage. So if you fall within this bracket, make sure you watch till the end. What is the first brutal reason? The first brutal truth nobody has told you about? The first one is choosing chemistry over compatibility. Choosing chemistry over compatibility. What do I mean by this? People mistake chemistry for compatibility. There is a difference between all the fluttering butterflies in your stomach, the fact that you can't hold yourself together when the other person is around, the fact that you just want to hop and jump and get all excited and they give off the same energy, or you assume they give the same energy. So in summary, chemistry is excited energy. You both exude the same excited energy towards each other. Now, a lot of people have this, and in their mind, they've found someone who they are compatible with. Could that be your case? When the butterflies perch, when the whole excitement goes down, what is left? What do you have left? If you are able to differentiate when it is chemistry and when it is compatibility, then you would have succeeded in solving one of the worst mistakes people make. How do you identify compatibility? Compatibility tells you, do we have the same values? Do we have the same conflict resolution techniques? Do we have the same future goals? Do we have the same family orientation? Do we have the same work ethics? It doesn't have to be 100% same, but do you to a very large extent agree? Chemistry will not make your relationship work. Compatibility will. So sometimes people say, I don't know why the relationship ended, we were so compatible. Meanwhile, they were referring to chemistry. There's always a bubble, a flutter, a joy when the two are together. No, that is not compatibility. So if you can sit down and think about your current relationship or your previous relationship that is not working or that didn't work, can you check if you were mixing up chemistry with compatibility? That is one of the brutal truths no one told you caused the downfall of your relationship. Let us move on to the next brutal reason why your relationships don't work. The next one, which people hardly talk to you about is entering a relationship without healing from a previous one. Jumping into a marriage right after a breakup, jumping into another relationship right after a breakup that hurts, that did not heal, that you did not get closure on. You're going to struggle in the next relationship. No, it's not a prediction. It's not a wish. It's something that has been researched. And here, we do not just talk. We talk based on psychological research, based on established findings. So if you did not heal properly before entering another relationship, you're going in with a baggage. You're most likely going in with a baggage of distrust, or you become extremely people-pleasing, or you become very suspicious. Whichever be the case, you will be entering that new relationship with debris from the old one. So if this has been the case, your relationship ends, you start another one, ask yourself, have I completely healed from the last one? Have I completely gotten over the pain, the hurt, the disappointments, my mistakes from the last one? You have to close that door, close that chapter internally, firmly, before going on to another one. Can you pause and think if that is your situation and nobody had the courage to tell you? I just did. So let's hop on to the third one. The fourth reason why your relationship doesn't work is your inability to communicate, especially during conflict. Poor communication, poor conflict resolution communication. Yes, that's a better expression. You yell, you refer to past things, you do not address current issues, you dig up buried issues, you nag during conflict resolution. Pause. I missed something. You use bad words, you call names, you become derogatory. That's why your relationships don't work. And nobody has ever bothered to tell you. But fortunately, you've come across this video. And if you've gotten to this point, better click subscribe so you learn more useful things for your life. So how do you communicate between the two of you in that committed relationship? You have to be able to talk like two adults, even under tension. You have to know when to pause, when to postpone, when to re-strategize, and when to reconvene to address issues. Because definitely, when two people from different backgrounds are committed, there will definitely be clashes. There'll be clash of interest, there'll be clashes on upbringing, there'll be clashes definitely. But how do you resolve it? What do you say when there is a conflict? How do you say the things you say when there's a conflict? Do you use the periods of conflict to take your pound of flesh, no matter whose ox is God? That's why your relationships don't work. And no one has wanted to tell you the truth before now. So if you're in a relationship, planning to go into one, in a marriage, please take this as a cue to rejig, to recalibrate your conflict resolution communication. You need to pause. You need to listen. You need to talk to the other person like you would want to be spoken to, out of respect, out of consideration for their feelings, and out of respect for what both of you have. And to the last but not the least, you do not know what you want. That's the fifth brutal reason why your relationship fails. People enter their relationships in their 20s like, let's just be going. Let's go with the flow. In their 30s, oh well, maybe time will tell. And then as time progresses, you really lose focus of what you actually want in the other person. Maybe because of pressures from the society, from social media, you lose what really matters to you as a person. So do you really know what you want in a relationship? Most people will just tell you, I want a tall, dark, and handsome man that is God-fearing. Is that what you want in a relationship? So if a tall, dark, and handsome man that has a belief, is jobless, and maybe violent, you'd go with that person. So a lot of us do not know what we want. Men do not know what they want in their women. Some just hear submissive and they go with, I want a submissive woman. To the point that they marry people who are actually not smart. And halfway into the relationship, they realize that the submission is not out of respect, but because they are just not smart and cannot have a voice of their own. So as a young person, as an older person who intends to be, wants to be in a relationship or marriage, you need to first of all know what you want as a human being. What do you want? And I like that I'm ending this on this note so that you can ask yourself, what do I want? What do I really want in the other person? And I think with this, we have spoken extensively on the 5 brutal truths nobody wanted to tell you about.